Scientists have discovered ancient forests with animals and plants that they thought were extinct in several sinkholes hidden deep in the mountains of China.
And we have no idea. We are all very excited to find something new.
Ever wonder how it feels to stumble upon a hidden treasure? That's exactly what happened when scientists found an untouched world right under our feet. From the massive sinkhole literally called the Heavenly Pit, to the Dragon Hole, often referred to as the Eye of the South China Sea.
This is one of the best ways down into the Qiankeng, or Heavenly Pits.
Join me in today's video as we dive into the massive sinkhole in China that revealed a secret cave ecosystem never seen before. 1. Xiaozhai Tiankeng Sinkhole. Sometimes, even the most seasoned explorers find themselves in the middle of a story straight out of a fantasy novel. This was exactly the case in May 2022, when a group of scientists and adventurers in China stumbled upon something extraordinary, an immense sinkhole that seemed to hide a secret world. Dubbed a Tiankeng, or Heavenly Pit, this giant chasm, found in Lehigh County of the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, was a jaw-dropping sight, with its staggering dimensions of over 1,000 feet long, nearly 500 feet wide, and a deep plunge of about 630 feet. It was like discovering Earth's own hidden layer. But what really made this sinkhole a marvel wasn't just its size. Nestled at its base was an untouched ancient forest with towering trees that soared over 130 feet high. Imagine the thrill of finding such a primordial paradise. The discovery all started with Hongying Wu, known affectionately as Crow. Crow's keen eyes spotted the sinkhole on satellite images, prompting a team of 8 to confirm its existence. Led by scientist Yuanhai Zhang and explorer Lixin Chen, founder of the Guangxi 702 Cave Expedition Club, the team geared up for a descent that reads like an adventure novel. Using single rope techniques, they rappelled down the vertical cliff on May 6, 2022. Their perseverance paid off when they reached the bottom, greeted by a lush, ancient forest that seemed to have dodged the passage of time. Chen even likened the scene to the movie Avatar, with vines that wrapped around them like spider webs. An explorer's dream. The sinkhole's unique karst topography, resulting from limestone dissolution, created this secluded ecosystem ripe with life, possibly hosting species unknown to science. The dense undergrowth brushed their shoulders, and the air was alive with the rustle of leaves and the mystery of uncharted territory. Adding to the 29 already known in Lehigh County, this sinkhole further highlights the region's unique geological wonders. With each discovery, questions arise. What other secrets does our planet hold? Are there more hidden worlds waiting just beneath our feet? Now, doesn't that make you wonder what else is out there, just waiting to be uncovered? 2. The Shanxi Tiankeng Cluster. You never know what you're going to find when geologists start poking around, and the 2016 discovery of the Shanxi Tiankeng Cluster certainly keeps up with that trend. Nestled in the Qinlingbashan Mountains near Hanzhong City in Shanxi Province, China, this area revealed a staggering group of 49 sinkholes, spanning roughly 200 kilometers, making it one of the most extensive sinkhole clusters on the planet. In late October 2016, from the 25th to the 28th, a crack team of specialists assembled for a detailed survey of this geological wonder. The squad was star-studded, featuring experts from China's resource authorities, the UNESCO International Research Center on Karst, and the International Union of Speleology, not to mention contributions from the Czech Speleological Society, the Institute of Geology of the Czech Academy of Sciences, the Institute of Karst Geology of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, and even French researchers. Talk about an international affair. During their expedition, they really got into the nitty-gritty of these natural marvels. Some of the sinkholes they came across were colossal, exceeding 500 meters in diameter, but the real treasure was hidden at the bottom of these giant pits. Pristine, primitive forests. Imagine ancient trees and lush undergrowth thriving in these isolated pockets, likely sheltering unique ecosystems teeming with species unseen by scientific eyes before. Truly, nature has a way of keeping secrets. Interestingly, the Shanxi Tiankeng cluster finds itself between latitudes 32 and 33 degrees, making it the northernmost example of humid tropical and subtropical karst landforms. It's fascinating how this karst topography, with its soluble rocks like limestone, has shaped such dramatic landscapes, creating not just sinkholes, but also intricate caves and hidden underground rivers. The discovery of this cluster isn't just a win for the books. It's a crucial reminder of the need to preserve these unique geological formations and the life they cradle. Isn't it amazing how each new find can tell us so much about our planet's history and biodiversity? What could be lying undiscovered in other remote parts of the world? 3. Dragon Hole. Who says the ocean doesn't keep secrets? Take, for example, the fascinating story from July 2016 when Chinese researchers put the spotlight on what they called the Dragon Hole. Known officially as the Sansha Yongle Blue Hole, it's nestled in the Paracel Islands of the South China Sea. And get this, it plunges to a whopping depth of about 987 feet, 300.89 meters, claiming the title of the deepest known blue hole in the world at that time. Now, local fishermen have long revered this spot, calling it the Eye of the South China Sea. They spun tales about it being the very place where the Monkey King, a hero from the beloved classic novel Journey to the West, discovered his golden cudgel. How's that for a slice of myth with your science? The first team to really dive into its mysteries was from the Sansha Ship Course Research Institute for Coral Protection. They didn't just dip their toes in the water, they brought out a VideoRay Pro 4 underwater robot to map the abyss. Their findings were nothing short of spectacular. Not only did they confirm its staggering depth, but they also measured parts of the hole stretching up to 426 feet at 130 meters wide. Oh, and did I mention? During their expedition, they stumbled upon over 20 new marine species, showcasing the rich biodiversity that thrived within this natural wonder. Diving deeper into the Dragon Hole's secrets, researchers uncovered layers of water with distinct chemical compositions. At around 300 feet, 91 meters deep, oxygen starts to play hard to get, creating a challenging environment for most marine life. This lack of oxygen creates stratified ecosystems, each layer offering a unique glimpse into the underwater world's adaptability and resilience. So, what shaped this mysterious blue hole? It's all thanks to the geological shifts during the last ice age. As sea levels rose, limestone caves that were once above water found themselves submerged and eventually collapsed, forming what we now see as the Dragon Hole. It's incredible how nature works, isn't it? Just when you think you've seen it all, something like the Dragon Hole comes along. What other secrets do you think are hidden beneath the surface of our oceans? 4. Mitoho Cave, Madagascar. Who would have thought a seemingly ordinary limestone sinkhole could hide such astonishing secrets? Nestled within Madagascar's Tessimanapetsatsa National Park, Mitoho Cave is no ordinary cave. It's a portal to a hidden world. Draped in an aura of mystery, this subterranean marvel is renowned for its isolated ecosystem. Dive into its depths and you'll find a permanent lake, home to the elusive blind fish, Typhliotris madagascariensis, which dines on shrimp in eternal darkness. Just at the cave's entrance, a colony of mascarine martins, Fidina bourbonica, flits about, adding a lively contrast to the cave's quiet interior. But that's not all. The surrounding dry, spiny forests serve as the residence for the remarkable Mitoho Cave giant pill millipede, Zoospherium mitoho, a creature as fantastical as it sounds, thriving in this unique habitat. Rewind to the 1930s, and you'd have bumped into French botanist Henri Perrier de la Bâtie. His explorations unearthed subfossil remains that sound like something out of a prehistoric zoo. Giant tortoises, crocodiles, and fragments from the colossal elephant birds and the giant lemur Megalodopus edwardsi. Fast forward to 2015, and the plot thickens. A team of intrepid international divers, led by the adventurous Ryan Dart, plunge into the cave's submerged passages. Their discovery? A veritable underwater graveyard where the bones of extinct giant lemurs mingle with other megafauna. Among the most chilling finds were two fossa, Madagascar's top predators, stacked atop one another in a way that hinted this might have been a predator's lair. Now, if that doesn't pique your curiosity, what will? The Madagascar Cave Diving Association hasn't stopped there. Their ongoing missions have mapped out extensive underwater corridors, revealing stunning karst formations, and culminating in a chamber whimsically named the Bat Cave. Each dive uncovers more of Mitoho's secrets, begging the question, what other mysteries lie hidden beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered in other unexplored corners of the world? 5. The Shaft Sinkhole, Australia. Down in South Australia near Mount Gambier lies the Shaft Sinkhole, an underwater cave system that's as intriguing as it is treacherous. This spot first caught the spotlight in 1938, thanks to a rather unfortunate horse that stumbled over a tiny foot-wide opening on Trevor Ashby's farm. Curiosity and a sense of adventure led to widening this opening to about a meter in diameter to allow for a closer look. Diving into the shaft isn't for the faint-hearted. It starts with an 8-meter free-hanging drop straight into the water below. Once you splash down, the cave opens up to around 20 meters across, with the walls dramatically flaring out as you go deeper. Right beneath where you drop in, you'll find a formation known as the rock pile, which sounds about as welcoming as it is. In its heyday during the late 60s and early 70s, the shaft became the place for cave divers looking for a thrill. But things took a somber turn on May 28, 1973. That day, a dive turned tragic when 4 divers, siblings Stephen and Christine Millett, alongside Gordon G. Roberts and John H. Bockerman, ventured too far without a guideline. They became disoriented and ultimately ran out of air. This heartbreaking incident shifted the focus towards safety, sparking the formation of the Cave Divers Association of Australia, CDAA, in September 1973. The CDAA was set up to keep a tight rein on cave diving practices, ensuring tragedies like this wouldn't repeat. Diving into the shaft today, you're diving into not just water, but a whole ecosystem. Specialized aquatic life, like cave-adapted crustaceans, thrives here, making it a double treat for divers and scientists alike. However, don't think it's a free-for-all. Access is strictly limited to divers who have been accredited by the CDAA, ensuring that everyone who goes in is as prepared as they can be to navigate its depths. It's a fascinating blend of beauty and lessons learned the hard way. Speaking of which, have you ever heard about the Eagle's Nest Sinkhole in Florida? Now, there's another dive site with stories to tell. 6. Eagle's Nest Sinkhole. You'd think something called Eagle's Nest Sinkhole would be your typical murky pond in Florida's Chassahowitzka Wildlife Management Area, right? Well, not quite. Dive a little deeper, and you'll uncover a vast and intriguing underwater cave system that's anything but ordinary. Back in the 1970s, the adventurous souls who first plunged into Eagle's Nest pulled back the veil on its secrets, revealing a complex network of passages and chambers. The place is deep, like up to 310 feet deep, and features mind-boggling spots aptly named the Ballroom, Super Room, and the Pit. Each of these areas boasts its own set of unique geological formations that could make any geologist's heart skip a beat. But here's where it gets really interesting. Eagle's Nest isn't just a playground for thrill seekers, it's a potential goldmine for undiscovered ecosystems. Think about it. Isolated underwater caves like this could be home to species we've never seen before, perfectly adapted to life in the deep dark. Cue a team of brave scientists and expert cave divers, including the notable scientist Yuanhai Zhang and explorer Lixin Chen, who, on May 6, 2022, took the plunge to unlock some of these mysteries. Using sophisticated single-rope techniques, they wove through narrow passageways and explored vast chambers, all while collecting precious samples of water and sediment. Despite the challenges, think limited visibility and squeezing through tight spots, the team's efforts paid off. Their initial findings, a bunch of microbial species previously unknown to science nestled right there in Eagle's Nest, pointing to a unique, hidden ecosystem. And let's not gloss over the dangers. This sinkhole, while mesmerizing, is not for the faint of heart. Since 1981, it has claimed the lives of at least 13 divers. This stark reality brings home the importance of respecting and preserving such enigmatic natural wonders. 7. Cenote Angelita. Ever tried dipping into a cenote? You know, those natural sinkholes scattered across Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula? Well, let me take you down to Cenote Angelita, about 16 kilometers south of Tulum, where the underwater world is nothing short of a spectacle. Cenote Angelita stands out from the crowd. Unlike its cousins, which boast sprawling underwater cave systems, this one is a striking deep pit, plunging nearly 60 meters, that's roughly 200 feet, straight down. It's like peering into the abyss, except this abyss is beautifully inviting. Back in the early 2000s, a daring bunch of cave divers decided it was time to uncover whatever secrets lay under the limestone crust of the Yucatan. These weren't your average Sunday snorkelers. No, these folks were the real deal, plunging through narrow passageways into the heart of Angelita. And boy, did their bravery pay off. One of their most jaw-dropping finds was this dense cloud of hydrogen sulfide, hovering at about 30 meters deep. Think 100 feet. It looks just like an underwater river weaving through the cenote. This eerie yet mesmerizing illusion results from the fresh and saltwater layers mixing together alongside some decomposing organic matter doing its thing. This quirky mix of conditions in Cenote Angelita has cooked up a rather unusual ecosystem. From peculiar microorganisms to unique aquatic species, the cenote is a haven for life forms that thrive in its layered waters. But despite its otherworldly allure, scientific peeks into Angelita's biodiversity are surprisingly scarce. So much mystery still swims beneath those tranquil waters. So, as we hover over the edge of Cenote Angelita's shadowy waters, you have to wonder, what other secrets are lurking in the depths of the world's hidden cenotes, ready to dive into another adventure? 8. The Dean's Blue Hole. Dean's Blue Hole near Clarencetown on Long Island in the Bahamas isn't just another pretty spot. It's a portal to Earth's inner secrets, plunging a jaw-dropping 663 feet, 202 meters, into the crust. This natural wonder has been a magnet for the brave and curious, offering a peek into potentially untouched cave ecosystems lurking in its shadows. Back in 1992, cave diver Jim King wasn't just out for a swim. He led a daring expedition that marked him as the first to touch the bottom of this abyss. Reaching down to its deepest point, King and his team at 150 feet, 45 meters, also stumbled upon mysterious passages branching off the main void. Yet, their exploration was cut short, as the bulky back-mounted cylinders they carried couldn't squeeze through the narrower twists and turns. Enter the Bahamas Caves Research Foundation, BCRF, with Brian Cockcook at the helm. Thanks to advances like side-mounted configurations and rebreather tech, they dove deeper into Dean's subterranean labyrinths. What did they find? Rooms upon rooms, all decked out in ancient decor, stalactites and stalagmites that have been hanging around for over 10,000 years. The structure of Dean's Blue Hole itself is a marvel, with a narrow entrance that widens into a cavernous belly. The top layers bask in sunlight, teeming with marine life, while the deeper, darker recesses offer anoxic conditions, perfect for preserving geological and biological treasures. It's these layers that could give scientists a rare glimpse into ancient climate patterns, and maybe even some bizarre, cave-adapted critters. Fast forward to 2024, and the thrill of discovery is far from over. The folks at Blue Marble Exploration, led by the likes of Guillermo Soenlein, scientist Kenny Broad, and former NASA astronaut Scott Parazynski, have launched the Sapphire Abyss expedition. They're not just diving, they're bringing in crude submersibles to tackle the extreme pressures and darkness. What will they uncover next in this mysterious underwater cathedral? 9. Tam Ja Blue Hole. Well, talk about making a splash in the world of marine exploration. In September 2021, a group of researchers hit the jackpot near the Mexico-Belize border when they discovered the Tam Ja Blue Hole, TJBH, in Chetumal Bay. With the name meaning deep water in Mayan, this underwater sinkhole certainly lives up to its moniker. It's a stunning marvel that goes down, way down. Led by the intrepid marine academic Juan Carlos Alcerica Huerta, the team used echo-sounding techniques to send sound waves to the abyss and back, uncovering that TJBH plunges at least 1,680 feet at 420 meters below sea level. That's right, it dethroned the previous champ, the Sansha Yongle Blue Hole in the South China Sea, which sits at a mere 987 feet, 301 meters deep. Fast forward to December 2023, when a scuba diving team took the plunge to further probe the depths of TJBH. Descending to 5, 20, and 30 meters, they didn't just come back with some holiday snaps. They documented the blue hole's intricate structure and scooped up water samples for science. Their goal? To peel back the layers of this mysterious ecosystem and perhaps, just perhaps, find some new marine buddies living in the unique conditions of the blue hole. The intrigue doesn't stop there. TJBH is a complex network of caves and tunnels, a hidden world that might just be teeming with species unknown to science, all thanks to the diverse habitats formed by the layers of water, each varying in temperature and salinity. 10. Makawahi Cave. Back in 1992, Dr. David Burney and Lyda Piggott Burney stumbled upon a real gem on the south coast of Kauai. Hawaii. Nestled in the Maha Ulepu Valley near Maha Ulepu Beach, they discovered Makauwahi Cave, the largest limestone cave in Hawaii. And guess what? It's accessed through a sinkhole that popped open around 7,000 years ago when the cave ceiling decided to call it quits. This isn't just any old cave, though. The Bernies found that it was a treasure trove of fossils, holding nearly 10,000 years of ecological secrets. Digging through the sediments, they unearthed a whole cast of characters: pollen, seeds, invertebrate shells, and Polynesian artifacts. But the real stars, over 45 bird species, more than half of which have sadly checked out for good, like the turtle-jawed moanelo and the kawa eye-mole duck, a blind, flightless wonder. And let's not forget about the locals. The cave is home to some unique residents like the kawa, eye-cave wolf spider, affectionately known as the blind spider. These critters, only found here and in a few nearby lava tubes, really spotlight the cave's ecological importance. Fast forward to 2004, and the Bernies aren't just sitting on their laurels. They set up the Makauwahi Cave Reserve, spanning 17 lush acres dedicated to bringing the past back to life. They've planted nearly 5,000 native and Polynesian plants based on their fossil finds to revive the historical biodiversity. And for a fun twist, they brought in African sulcata tortoises to keep the invasive plants in check, stepping in for the island's long-gone herbivores. Makauwahi Cave has truly opened a window to Hawaii's ecological past, both pre-human and post-colonization, showing just how much impact humans and invasive species have had on these islands. Who knew a collapse thousands of years ago would reveal so much about our world today? 11. Leon Sinks Geological Area. Well, you never know what you'll find in the heart of Florida, especially when you dive into the depths of the Leon Sinks Geological Area in the Apalachicola National Forest. This spot isn't just your average nature hike. It's a window into a hidden world below, shaped by the curious workings of karst topography. Thanks to limestone bedrock's slow and steady dissolution, this region boasts an array of sinkholes and one of the planet's most extensive underwater cave systems. On a chilly December day in 2007, specifically the 15th, the brave souls from the Woodville Karst Plain Project, WKPP, pulled off quite the stunt. They connected the Wakula Cave System to the Leon Sinks Cave System, birthing the mighty Wakula Leon Sinks Cave System. Now known as the longest underwater cave in the United States, this spot is a diver's dream and a hydrologist's heaven. The folks at WKPP aren't just about setting records. Their tireless mapping and exploration efforts shed light on these aquatic labyrinths, providing crucial data for environmental protection and showcasing just how vulnerable these waterways are to pollution. Above ground, the Leon Sinks Geological Area is a treasure trove of biodiversity. It's home to unique critters like the Woodville Karst Cave crayfish and the elusive Florida Cave isopod, which might exist solely in this watery realm. For those who prefer to stay dry, there are 3 hiking trails winding through both lush and arid sinkholes, revealing over 20 species of trees and 75 plant varieties, not to mention the odd Carolina chickadee or gopher tortoise that might cross your path. So next time you're up for an adventure, why not explore a place where every step above could lead to miles of mystery below? Who knows what connections you'll uncover? 12. El Zacaton. El Zacaton, nestled in Tamaulipas, Mexico, isn't just any sinkhole. It's a watery abyss that plunges a jaw-dropping 339 meters, 1,112 feet, deep. We're talking about floating islands of zacate grass serenely drifting across its surface, masking the sheer drop below. Beyond its depth, El Zacaton fascinates geologists and biologists alike with its peculiar geological traits and the tantalizing prospect of undiscovered cave ecosystems. The early 1990s saw adventurous souls like Jim Bowden's and Sheck Exley take the plunge to explore its murky depths. On April 6, 1994, these dives wrote history and tragedy in a single stroke. Bowden emerged, setting a world record with a dive to 282 meters, 925 feet. However, Exley's dive ended in heartbreak, with his final resting place marked between 268 and 276 meters, 879 and 906 feet. The dangers posed by such deep dives nudge scientists towards a tech-savvy approach. Enter DepthX, Deep Phreatic Thermal Explorer. a NASA-backed robot designed by Bill Stone's team at Stone Aerospace in 2007. This autonomous underwater vehicle, armed with 54 sonars and an inertial measurement unit, didn't need a human hand to guide its way. It mapped El Zacaton's innards and scooped up samples that revealed at least 3 new types of bacteria, proof of life thriving in extreme, unseen environments. Thanks to DepthX, we've not only expanded our understanding of El Zacaton, but also glimpsed the potential of robots exploring other worlds. And that wraps up today's video, everyone. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Which part of the hidden cave ecosystem surprised you the most? Have you ever heard of anything like this happening before? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content coming your way.